working. Coronation Street, P694/551.
Edited copy.
1.
Look in there. I can't see. There's nothing here. Try that. Nothing, just rubbish. Where? Don't know. Shh. I thought I heard something. She must have something stashed away somewhere. I mean, you've only got to look at her. Let's look upstairs. She's up there. Let's look upstairs. I'm not leaving without anything, not after. Come on. Let's go, Neil, eh? This is silly. It's asking for trouble. You can stay down there if you want. Nothing. Doesn't look like it's used. The next one must be hers. Where are you going, Neil?
And what, might I ask, is going on here? Out of my bedroom, the pair of you, and off these premises before I call the police.
Come on, just a minute. It's very good, that. Very good indeed, Mrs.
The Walker is the name.
Virtuoso performance. Really, you ought to be an actress, you really do. Just sit there and shut up, Mrs. Walker, or... just sit there and shut up.
Put my handbag down. That's my property.
No credit cards? Not credit-worthy? Surely not. You must be a landlady. That's where all the money is, booze and insurance. Economic fact, that. Where's yours? Where's your money, Mrs. Walker? Look in the dressing table. Look in the dressing table.
All right, I've had quite enough of this.
Very silly thing to do, Mrs. Walker. Don't do anything like that again, please. Please. Go on, get on with it.
Oh, there's nothing. Are these jewels?
Don't you even possess a watch?
Come on, she's got nothing.
I mean, look at her. Got up like Barbara Cartland. She must have. Look, we don't want to hurt you, Mrs. Walker.
You even dare.
We're not yobbos.
That's a matter of opinion.
Just tell us where you keep it.
Keep what?
Your savings, valuables, nest egg.
In the bank, of course. Where else?
Don't give me that. I know your type.
Oh, do you indeed?
The bank's the last place. Too many questions. The taxman needs to know about bank accounts. You've got it hidden away somewhere so you can dip in, buy yourself a facelift.
You're
eh?
a very insolent young man in addition to everything else.
Where is it? I mean it. I'll knock it out of you.
You come 1 inch nearer to me and I'll raise the roof. These walls aren't thick, and half the street will be here before you know where you are.
But you'll be dead, Mrs. Walker. Or you'll wish you were.
I don't believe you've got the nerve.
Come on, we've been here long enough.
She's got something somewhere, she must have. These kind of pubs are all the same. They may not look like much, but they do the business. Nothing else to do round here but drink, eh, Mrs. Walker? You only have to look at her to tell she's an affluent old bag. Now, where is it?
I don't respond to people shouting at me. I never have.
Stay here. If she moves, hit her with that. I mean it.
But where are you going?
So have another look round downstairs. Just keep quiet. Understand?
Yes, but...
You look very foolish standing there.
I wouldn't keep provoking him.
He doesn't frighten me. And you certainly don't.
He can be very nasty. Really.
Blast!
I'm beginning to feel chilly.
I'm sorry, what?
My dressing gown. Thank you. You're not from round here, are you, either of you?
No.
No, probably with a good background, judging by your accent. Why are you doing this?
Obvious.
Don't you do any work?
No.
Why not?
Look, please, I'd rather not answer any questions.
I should have thought you'd have had more intelligence, boys like you. I mean, there's an excuse for some, isn't there? The life of me, I cannot understand why two people like you should... I mean, you've got good home, good education. Letting down yourself, letting down your parents, there's no excuse for you, is there?
I only hope you find something down there. For your sake, I really do.
I think there's something that I ought to tell you.
What?
Well, I've got a weak heart, and I shouldn't be exposed to this sort of thing. It's dangerous.
I don't believe you.
That's what those pills are for, my heart.
You're lying. These are sleeping pills. My mother has some of these. I wouldn't try any tricks like that on him if I were you. He really would hurt you.
Tough.
Just like old times, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, I reckon I'll tell Deirdre to forget it. Move back in here. Save myself a bit of money.
Where did you go?
End party. You know, it's a bit like a stag party, only filthier.
A cup of the old cocoa. Saved my life many a time, this, as you know. When I was up on watch, late at night. Cold enough to freeze your armpits. Waves as big as slag heaps. Hard ships they made.
You know the story I like best about your war service?
There are so many.
It was when you was in charge of them Italian prisoners, and they was all bigger than you, and they had to help you up into the wagon after you'd passed up your gun.
I don't remember that one.
Well, you told it
Must
me.
have been somebody else.
Aye.
A fella on the telly tonight was saying that we're going to be as bad as Albania, you know, this country.
Mightn't be a bad thing, that. For all we know, Albanians might be as happy as Larry. All working in the fields, stripped to the waist, walking out on a Sunday morning in the best clogs and overalls. I've always preferred the simple life myself.
Aye. Who needs motor cars, washing machines, all that rubbish? All a fella needs is food in his belly, clothes on his back, a roof over his head, a few pints, and his memories.
Of hard ships.
And they were hard, I can tell you. The old
Yeah, be some little chick, won't it? Like what you're expecting. Has she got a sister?
Go and have a look, will you? If it's a lovely blonde with her nose a bit skew, will you tell her I've gone away to join the circus?
I might just whip her into the parlour.
I got this from up and any walker.
You better come in then. Yeah. It's Albert, then.
Hello, Albert. What are you doing out of bed this time of night?
It's not me, it's Annie Walker.
What about her?
Well, he says there's lights on in the pub and he can hear voices.
She's probably got somebody in, having a bit of a do.
Yes, well, there were raised voices and there's somebody stamping about all over the place.
Oh, it's more than do then. They're having a rave up.
Not like Annie Walker.
Have you knocked? Have you inquired?
No, I didn't like it in case there was somebody there.
Like who?
How the heck should I know?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll nip round there and see if I can see out.
She'll be shifting the furniture about. You know what women are.
Not like her to be knocking them out this time of night. You know, she's usually in bed soon after they close.
Well, maybe Billy's come back for a few days, something like that. Do you want a biscuit?
Ta. My God, man. A bit more is these, aren't they?
Have another?
Thank you.
Hey, you know, he's right. There's lights upstairs, downstairs, all the doors are locked. I tried knocking, but there's no answer.
She could be ill.
Oh, you could be right then.
Look, why don't you try phoning her?
Oh, that's a good idea, yeah. Hey, what's her number? I keep forgetting.
2271 72.
It's under the Rover's return, isn't it? Not her name.
Come on, get out, move! For the last time, Mrs. Walker, where do you keep your money?
In the bank, what little I have.
You told me that once and I don't believe you. You're a rich old bag.
Come on. Let's go. We've been here long enough.
I'm not kidding, Mrs. Walker. I didn't come here to play games. I've come here for money. Haven't got any, you see, and I don't think that's very fair. I've worked very hard, been to college, but there's no job for me, nowhere. So I've decided that what I can't get legally, I'm prepared to take. Now, if you don't tell me where you keep your money, so help me,
I'm going.
It's only the phone.
I'm going. Come on, please. Which door?
The back.
Yeah, right.
You're right, lad. Mind that door.
We going after him? No. No, they can run faster than us.
Oh, Lenray, thank God.
Are you all right, Danny?
Yes, of course. Could I have a brandy?
Yeah, sure.
What happened?
Yeah. 30 seconds now. Right. Coronation Street, P694/551. Part 2, take 1.
Experience, Mrs. Walker.
It must have.
I mean, what's the world coming to? You're not safe in your own beds anymore.
How did they get in?
No idea, Bet. Well, You're in one piece, and that's the main thing.
I've tidied up downstairs. There were no damage done.
Look, I still say we should have waited until the police came. Where's Mrs. Ogden?
There's no sign of her yet.
That woman today of all days. Well, there's one thing, I suppose. I mean, she can't have heard anything, else she'd have been in here in quick sticks.
True.
I'd be obliged, actually, if you two would keep it as quiet as you possibly can. I mean, the fewer people who know, the less fuss. What did the police say? Feel a little tired, Elizabeth. If you don't mind, I'd like to rest.
Are you sure you won't eat that piece of toast? It'll do you
thank
good.
you. Oh, well, give us a shout if you want anything, lovely. There is just one thing. Would you ask Len to pop round and see me?
Yes.
Hey, dear. Hey, how do you think she looks?
Rough. I think she should have doctor myself.
Well, she won't. And you know, I don't think the police have even been told. Come on.
Morning.
I do.
Heck, that eye's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something out.
Hey, we are sure, aren't we, with the give them two a bit of a pasting and not the other road round, because Deirdre reckons I look as though I've gone 10 rounds with Muhammad Ali.
It was one hell of a fight last night.
I've never hit anybody as hard as that before. This hand's black and blue.
They won't forget last night in a hurry, I'll tell you.
We did let them scarp her, though.
Ah, they're only kids. Slippery as snakes.
Police got any ideas?
Annie wants it kept quiet.
Now, you're saying they don't know. They'll play hell if they don't and they find out, you know.
Well, that's up to Annie, isn't it? Anyway, like I said, we gave him a right doing over, you know. That's more than he'll get from any court. Annie says they weren't professionals, just a couple of toffee-nosed kids. They've probably gone back to mother.
I still think the scuffers ought to have been...
Good morning, heroes all, knights in shining armour, etc., etc.
Oh, shut up, Lynch.
Bless it, it's been hurt. Do you know you suit a Sky? You've got that sort of face, evil.
How's Annie?
Well, she says she's all right, anything but. She wants to see you, Len.
Is she up?
No, she's still in bed. That eye looks a mess, Cot.
Oh, it's something now. Come on.
I put your fresh ball cock in there, Hilda, to the one we jiggered.
Hey, come here.
What?
Look there.
Look where? What am I supposed to be looking at?
There, can't you see?
What?
That grey hair.
What grey hair?
Oh, you're not looking proper.
No, there's no grey hair there, love. You're imagining that. Is it all right if I have a cup of tea?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, me first grey hair. You know what that means, don't you? Means I'm getting old. I mean, really old.
Ah, you're not alone there. I need glasses, you know. I can't even see if me pint's in good nick anymore.
Oh, you know, for a woman, finding a grey hair is like the first leaf turning brown. The first snowflake. I mean, you can't pretend anymore. It's there, staring you in the face, isn't it? The winter of your life. And for somebody what's hardly had any summer, well, it's very hard to take.
Oh, shut up, will you, Hilda? I've got a headache, as it is.
Grey hair's like a brand on a woman, you know. A brand.
Any road, what's one grey hair? You've got millions of hairs. There it goes, up in smoke. That's just an odd one. Probably got trapped in your rollers at night. Turned grey with a shock. Oh, you haven't got an aspirin, have you?
Yeah. Here.
So. Found another one?
No.
There you are, then.
You know the old saying, though, don't you?
What?
One leak can sink a ship.
I don't see how we can, Annie. We're duty bound, all of us.
As you said yourself, they got more than they bargained for.
We did. But why are you so dead against reporting them?
Don't want any fuss.
Now, that's not a good enough reason. You know it isn't.
All right, Len, I'll be honest with you. It's the brewery.
The brewery?
I'd rather they didn't hear about last night, as they'd be sure to if...
Well, they're bound to hear. Well, what difference will that make? What's it got to do with them?
Well, About a couple of months ago, some kind person, anonymous of course, wrote to the brewery accusing me of being an absentee landlady.
An absentee landlady? How did they work that out?
Well, as they said, I was spending too much time away, referring to my visits to our journey, I suppose.
Oh, charming. And what was the brewery's reaction to that?
Well, very nice, as you'd expect. I mean, so long as I was satisfied with the cover I arranged, so long as business wasn't affected, they weren't concerned, but...
But what?
Well, I'm under a cloud, aren't I, Len? However small. I mean, there's a question mark against me, and last night's trouble wouldn't help, would it?
How do you mean?
Well, they might think I was vulnerable. Here, on my own, at my age. They might think that's why I go to Joni's.
I don't think they know you very well.
Maybe.
As a matter of interest, how long were they here last night?
Seemed like hours.
Well, how is it they didn't pinch anything, you know, those
Because I
sovereigns?
didn't tell them where to look. I'm still a match for a couple of whippersnappers like that. Couldn't even find my watch.
I told her, didn't I? Anyway, Bet reckons you ought to see a doctor.
No, I'm fine, love, really. Thinking of getting up soon.
Nah, there's no reason to. Everything's under control. I'll see you later.
And Len, keep Mum.
You can trust me.
I don't know what you're so worried about, Hilda. I mean, nobody ever sees your hair under that thing, so I don't see what it matters what colour it is.
Well, it matters to me.
Well, why don't you dye it grey, and then you wouldn't notice when you were going grey, would you? If you see what I mean.
I'm not going grey.
Oh, I thought you said you were.
Betty?
Yeah.
Can I see him again? Over
Certainly.
Oh, I know just how you must feel, Mrs. Ogden.
You don't, you know.
Do you know what I think I'd do if I were going grey? Well, I think I'd go blue or green or anything rather than grey. Oh, hey, that's an idea. Ah, no, it's not. No, I mean, can you imagine me blue? I'd look as if I'd been struck by lightning.
When did you first notice it?
This morning in the mirror.
Oh, and it's had a very marked psychological effect, hasn't it?
Eh?
Well, it's depressed you, made you feel a lot older than you did yesterday.
Oh, well, I wouldn't go so far as that, no.
Because that's the watershed of life, you know.
Is it?
Yeah, when you first recognise the inevitability of growing old and realise it's going to happen to you, well, going grey is part of it. It's like that aspirin you take for that first little pain that you can't quite identify. Like feeling the need for hormone replacement.
Here. I'll tell you so much, shall I?
What?
I feel 10 times worse listening to you than I did when I found my grey hair.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you.
Yeah, what's hormone replacement, was it?
I don't like to say it. It's been in all the magazines.
Well, go on, tell us. Pregnant nurse?
Look, I don't care what you say, Ken. There are countries in the world where violence just isn't escalated.
Keep your voice down. I promised Annie I'd keep quiet about it.
You'll be lucky with Uncle Albert being a party to it. Anyway, these countries you're talking about, Ernest, aren't exactly democratic.
Look, does the victim of a mugging care about democracy? Or a child blown up by a terrorist bomb, or a soldier with a bullet in his back? Any one of those things happening to a single person and democracy has failed in my book.
Rubbish, Ernest. You can't blame democracy on the activities of a handful of criminals.
A handful of multiplying like weeds.
Well, don't you suppose that they have them in, say, Russia? Of course they do. Even Hitler had his quota of criminals.
What would you do, Len?
But what I do, I'd take all your muggers, all your terrorists and all your rapists, I'd put them in a big ship, take it out to sea and sink it. That's what I'd do.
Ah, the younger generation. All right, what's your opinion? Do you think there's too much violence about and it's time the kid gloves were off?
I've only come in for a packet of crisps.
Now, come on, Tricia, tell us. Does all the violence around actually worry you at all?
Well, what were more violent than the war? Especially the Great War. I mean, with people starving and kids working down pits. I don't think it's as bad myself, you just hear more about it. I mean, my Uncle Dan, he said he never went ashore when he was in the Navy without being involved in a punch-up, with wogs as he used to call them. Right terrorways is mob work. Packet of crisps, please, Ben.
There you are, you see, Ernest. Nothing has changed. We're just a violent breed. And do you know where the greatest violence takes place? In the home.
Hey, you won't believe it. She's getting up.
Talk about pig-headed.
She looks just like death warmed up. You go and have a word with her.
Now, Betty, she won't listen to me.
Well, she might. Tell her how weary you think she looks.
All right, I'll try.
Oh, Lord!
What's happened?
Mrs. Walker! Len!
Honey, look.
Betty, ring for an ambulance.
Yes, all right, lovely.